Alright, in this short video tutorial, I'm going to get you guys started on creating your Geospace final semester portfolio. There are going to be a few windows that you're going to need to have open that are going to help you be successful. One of the first things you're going to need to have open is your Google Classroom Geospace site so that you can access previous assignments and learning targets. Okay. Another thing you'll want to have open, which you'll find at the top of your Google Classroom stream, is the Geospace Semester Final Portfolio handout, which has all the details of how you need to create your semester final portfolio. And then another good idea is to have your Google Drive open as well. And if you have a Geospace folder, go ahead and be in that folder. Otherwise, just have your Drive open and that'll be okay as well. So the Geospace Semester Final is a portfolio that you are going to create where you're going to reflect on course content that we covered throughout the semester by creating a digital portfolio. And we're going to create that digital portfolio using Google Sites. And what you're going to do is you're going to take evidence, okay? So stuff that you've done this semester, whether it's digital work or paperwork, posters, whatever it may be, one-pagers, and you are going to upload that into your portfolio to show or to be evidence for you meeting the learning targets throughout the semester. It should be a pretty simple semester final. It'll take a little bit of time, but once you get used to using Google Sites, you should have no problem with that at all. Okay, and so there are some requirements. There's a home page requirement, which is right here, and then there's a bunch of pages you're going to have. You're going to have 6 pages, and each page must follow these requirements as well. So let me show you how to go ahead and get started with that. What you want to do is you want to go to your Google Drive, and under the New over here, you go to More, and there's a spot in there that says Google Sites, and you click on that Google Sites, and it takes you to the new Google Sites, which is super user-friendly and will be really easy for you guys to use and create a website. And so what I'm going to do right now is show you guys how to create the skeleton for your website, and then you can go back and you can start to add your evidence and your pictures and the different requirements. Okay, so this is our title page. This is our home page. If I go to pages here, it says home. Okay, and I'm going to go back to insert, and we can insert anything we want on any page. We can insert a text box, embed URL, upload stuff, or we can do images. We can pull in stuff from our Drive, YouTube, Google Docs, slides. You can see there's a lot of stuff that you can insert into each web page. Okay. First thing we want to do is we want to title our website page. Put your last name. Oops, I had the caps locks on. So put your last name. I'll do Coolman. And then put Geo space portfolio. Okay. All right, perfect. So we have a title. Now, if I go back to my requirements here, the home page needs to have a title, which is Geospace Portfolio, your name. It needs to have 3 pictures or images, and it needs to state the purpose and a short description of the first semester of Geospace. Okay, so if I go back to this website, I'm going to need to title it, so I can just put Geospace Portfolio. If I hit enter, there's a space for me to put my name. All right. Now, I can also change the header of this. I could change image. I can select a different header, or I could also search. I could upload something from my album. I could search by URL, or I could even search Google. I could put astronomy. Oops. And I could find a picture and just select it and upload it, and it'll change my header to that picture. So it gives me a nice space astronomy type header. Okay, if I go back to the requirements, I'm going to need 3 pictures. I've already done the title and your name. And I'm not going to add those 3 pictures now, but as you know, if you need to add images, you would go here to images, you'd select on that, and you need to find 3 images that represent Geospace for this semester. I also need a purpose and a description of the course. Okay, so if I go back there and I add a text box, I can have my purpose. All right, and I can write my purpose there. I also add another text box, would be my course description. Okay, and if I wanted to bold these to make them stand out, I can definitely do that. I have all of those options because they are kind of short little headings. I could also change them from normal text two headings so they stand out a little bit more, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to need to put the purpose of the portfolio and a course description of the portfolio. Okay, and I can find the purpose right up here. The purpose is for you to reflect on course content covered throughout the semester, okay, by providing evidence that shows you met the learning target. So you can take these two things and help create your purpose. All right. If you need to find a course description, you can go to our Google Classroom. You can go to the About tab, and right here you will find a good description of what the course is about under the About tab. So all of the information you need for the portfolio can be found throughout the website. So if I look at this home page here, I have my purpose description, my title, my name. The only thing I'm missing is 3 pictures, which you can find on your own. All right. Now I have to have my additional pages for each unit of the semester. Each one of those pages needs to have a page title and image, learning targets, evidence, so 1 or 2 digital versions of assignments and projects that we have completed throughout the semester, and then a connection sentence. You're going to shortly describe in a couple sentences how your evidence demonstrates that you have met those learning targets. Okay, so what are my pages going to be? What are my learning targets? All of those are listed on the bottom of this sheet. These are my required pages: Big Bang, electromagnetic spectrum, stars, gravity, solar system, and space exploration. And these are my learning targets. Okay, and then this final column is the possible evidence. This is where you're going to have to do a little digging. Where is my completed work? And I have to find that completed work, and I need to upload that into the portfolio. Now, some of that will be digital. Other stuff will be stuff you did by hand that you'll have to get from the teacher. So you have to take pictures of it, snapshots of it, screenshots, something, so you can upload evidence into that portfolio that you actually met these learning targets this semester. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, and if I go to pages, I can start adding these pages. I can create my skeleton. My first page, it says here, is Big Bang and Cosmic Calendar. I'm going to see if I can't just copy and paste that over. And it lets me. All right, and I can continue to create these pages. My second page is supposed to be electromagnetic spectrum. All right, so I could go back and I can continue just to make all of the pages that I need. All right, and you're going to have a total of, I think, 6 pages and 7 including your home screen for each page. So I'll go back to the Big Bang and Cosmic Calendar. It says that I need to have an image, so you will need to find an image. Don't forget that. You'll need to have the learning targets, evidence, and connection. So to set up each page, I'm just going to insert those text boxes. I'm going to say I need my learning targets, and I'm going to change that text to heading. Perfect. I'm going to insert another one. I'm going to need a place for my evidence. Okay. All right, and I'm going to change that to a heading as well to make it stand out. And then I'm going to need a section for my connection. And that's my sentence that tells me how those connect. Okay, so I'm going to do this for each page that I create, all 6. I'm going to have a Big Bang Cosmic Calendar, or the title. I'm going to have learning targets, evidence, and connection. So now I need to fill these things in. What actually are my learning targets for Big Bang and Cosmic Calendar? And this is something that you can copy and paste directly from the guide here. These are your learning targets. So Control C, I go back here and I Control V, and I'm going to have to do a little formatting because they're kind of spaced out. Okay, so I have my learning targets. Great. Now I need evidence. It says here that I could do Big Bang Note Guide, Big Bang Discussion Prompt, Cosmic Calendar Video, Cosmic Calendar Graphic Organizer. So these are all things that I could go back to the stream in Classroom and find that I've completed, okay, and that I've turned in, and get copies of those. I can also find them here in my Google Drive. Okay, I could go to my From Drive, and I could start to search in there. I could say, let's see, Big Bang. Let's see if I have anything in here. I probably have a bunch for Big Bang. It'll take a second. So here's these Big Bang video guides. So I'll just insert one. I'm sure it's not mine, but it inserts that paragraph that we wrote straight in there as evidence. So you've already created this stuff. You've already done this stuff. You just need to upload it in here. So there's a lot of just copying and pasting and creating and putting your evidence in. We ask that you put 1 to 2 pieces of evidence in there. So don't just put one. Select a couple pieces of evidence that meet each learning target. And then finally, right down here, you'll write a connection sentence. In this connection sentence, you are going to write, how is it that my evidence proves that I met these learning targets? And that'll be just a short couple of sentences. The evidence that I put in here meets the learning targets by displaying or demonstrating whatever it is it demonstrates. Okay? And so you're just going to continue through this process, okay, of adding pages, setting them up with your learning targets evidence, okay, and create a portfolio that displays all of your work you've done this semester, which is this right-hand column, and how it connects to the learning targets. All right, and I can definitely help you find some of these possible pieces of evidence. Some of it may be on paper, and we'll need to take a picture and upload it that way. But you want to make sure that you go back to the scoring rubric and that your home page meets all of these requirements. There's a couple things I didn't do, like images. And also each one of your pages meets all of these requirements. For example, I didn't add an image to the page as well. All right, and so that's a huge overview, a quick overview of how you can begin and start to create your Geospace semester final portfolio. It shouldn't actually take you that long. Probably the hardest part is finding your evidence or the evidence you want to do and actually inserting that in. But the rest of it's a lot of just copying and pasting and creating your portfolio from scratch. One more thing is you have a lot of flexibility and freedom inside here to change the header type. You can change where your navigation bar is. When I go to insert, you can also change where you want your text boxes, so I can move their size, I can move their locations, wherever I want. So get creative, all right, make it yours, take some ownership in your portfolio, and if you have any questions, please let me know.